Welcome back to Teshkid FX for another Gala Games price prediction update, and in this video I'll be giving you the latest developments that have been happening here on the Gala Games chart, give you the short term and the long term scenarios. And before I start the video, make sure that you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and also check out the channel membership. And allow me to start the video here on the 1 hour chart by first giving you a brief of what has been happening, then get into the short term scenarios, and by starting the video by giving you a measure from the lower low that you made it around the $0.015 mark to the high that you have made it around the $0.05622 mark. You can see that Gala Games is up by 263.14%, which is a very nice bounce to the upside in a move that has been obeying the ED12 structures. And in this video I want to give you two ED12 structures that could be playing out here on the Gala Games chart, one giving us a bullish movement to the upside and another one giving us a short-term bearish movement here on the Gala Games chart. And to start with the ED12 structure that is giving us a bullish count, we can term this movement to the upside starting from the lower low that you made it around the $0.015 mark, having that movement obeying the ED12 structures, having that as the first wave, then a wave 2, a wave 3, a wave 4, then a wave 5, making its peak at around the $0.01523 mark, and also completing the formation of that higher ED12 count 1 to the upside. And after seeing the formation of that higher ED12 count 1, whatever we expected next is the formation of a higher ED12 count 2, and we have seen this ABC corrective structure over here, having the wave C fully maximizing the formation of that second wave. And whatever we are seeing right now might be that bounce to the upside in the formation of this higher ED12 count 3. That is the ED12 structure that is giving me a short-term bullish movement to the upside. And in the formation of this wave 3, where we also expect to see fractal waves in formation, we are also seeing such a structure where we can term this as the first wave to the upside before we see a wave 2. And once the low for this wave 2 is in, then we can continue pushing even higher in the formation of that wave 3 before we see a wave 4, then continue pushing even higher in the formation of that wave 5, and sketching out a minimum retracement area to the lower side in the formation of this second wave by connecting the fibs from the low of the first wave down there to the high of that wave 1. That gives me a minimum retracement area to the lower side in the formation of that wave 2 between the fib level 0.5 and the fib level 0.618. And at the moment you can see we have tried to get into that target area, and maybe soon we might get into that target area, maybe fully maximize it before we start another impulsive movement to the upside in the formation of this wave 3, then expect a wave 4 and then a wave 5 to fully maximize the formation of that higher ED12 count 3 to the upside. So that is the first possible ED12 structure that we can have over here, and sketching out a minimum target area to the upside in the formation of this wave 3. That is in case that is the ED12 structure that is going to continue to be obeyed by Gala Games. We can connect the trend based Fibonacci from the low of the first wave down here to the high of that wave 1, then drag the fibs to the low of the second wave, and that gives me a minimum target area at the fib level 1.618, which perfectly lies at around the $0.09391 mark. And that is the minimum that I would expect that higher ED12 count 3 to the upside to do, in case that is the correct ED12 structure that is going to continue to be obeyed by Gala Games. So that is the first ED12 structure that I have right here, giving us a bullish movement. The other ED12 structure that we can have over here, and I can first remove this one that I have sketched out at the moment, we can have this higher ED12 count 1 making its peak at around the $0.05639 mark. So whatever we are seeing at the moment over here on the charts might be that higher ED12 count 1 to the upside, and whatever we are seeing at the moment in the retracement that we are seeing might be that corrective structure that we expect in the formation of a higher ED12 count 2 before we see a wave 3, then a wave 4, then continue pushing even higher in the formation of that wave 5. And this is the ED12 structure that is giving me a short-term bullish, a bearish movement here on the Gala Games chart, and sketching out a minimum retracement area to the lower side in the formation of this wave 2 by connecting the fibs from the low of the first wave to the high of that wave 1. That gives me a minimum retracement area between the fib level 0.5 and the fib level 0.618, which lies between the 0.035 $0.571 mark and the $0.03098 mark, and that is the minimum that I would expect this higher Elliott wave count to do in case this is the Elliott wave structure that Gala Games is going to continue to obey. So those are my two possible short-term scenarios that I'm expecting to play out, and for the moment we need to be a little bit patient for us to get a confirmation on which Elliott wave structure is being obeyed. And the other Elliott wave structure that I have drawn out giving us a short-term bullish movement, if I get it on the chart once more, and I can first change the color of this Elliott wave structure, so I can first change the color to maybe yellow, so that can represent a fractal wave within the formation of that higher Elliott wave count 3 to the upside. And for this Elliott wave structure to continue to be obeyed, the wave 1 of this fractal wave needs to continue holding above the higher Elliott wave count 1 high. Losing the wave 1 high continues to put a major challenge on the formation of this Elliott wave structure to the upside, having that as a higher Elliott wave count 3, and that means there are chances that whatever we are seeing over here on the Gala Games chart might be obeying this Elliott wave structure that I have right here in blue, and that is what I'm expecting on the short-term scenarios. And if I also take a look at the indicators to see what movements will be supported here on the RSI, you can see we are trading at around the 42 mark, and we have room for us to support lower movements to the lower side in the formation of that second wave to the lower side. And also taking a look at the MACD, here on the MACD we have printed a bearish cross, and that means lower prices are still coming our way. So let's be patient and see how that plays out. And jumping to the daily chart to give you the long-term scenarios that I'm expecting to play out, we can first take a look at this chart pattern that I have here on the daily chart that was that is a falling wedge that was supposed to give us a breakout to the upper side, and that happened and we continued pushing even higher. And if I zoom out, you can see that I also have this Elliott wave structure right here in red, where you can see from these low prices that we had been trading within, we saw a very nice bounce to the upside obeying the Elliott wave structures, and after making it to an all-time high, we completed the formation of that higher Elliott wave count 1 to the upside. And after seeing the all-time high, we started the bear market, where we have been seeing lower prices in this ABC corrective structure, which took us back to around the $0.015 mark, completing the formation of that higher Elliott wave count 3. And whatever we are seeing on the 1 hour chart might be the start of this higher Elliott wave count 3 to the upside, which here on the daily chart I have sketched out a minimum target area to the upside in the formation of that wave 3 at the fib level 1.618, and that is the minimum that I would expect Gala Games to do on the long-term scenarios. So let's be patient and see how that plays out, and I'll keep you updated.